Hello, I'm back with another video. I know you're like, wow, this motherfucker's actually posting shit now. And I'm like, yes, I am. So we're back with what if Belle was part of the Zeus Familia. Part 2. I know, amazing. Last time we left off, if you really want to know, watch the last video. Yeah, just watch the last video. I watch the last video. If you want to know, watch the last video. I'm not gonna freaking do an entire recap because I've made an entire video. So we see Belle. Belle is laying down on this black, almost, it looks almost like blood, but it's not. As we see an eye patch over one eye and a missing arm. As he stands up, finally getting off the dirt off him. He still looks young though. 18, 19 years old. Almost doesn't look like a day have passed since the flashback from the war. He starts walking, his arm covered by this cloth, almost leather something with a bit of fur covering his arm as he's walking. He kind of yawns. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. You see two knives on his back, as well as a sword. That's sheath is definitely misworn. A little bit of a, in the words, brutal. Like he uses it for sometimes even combat. As he's walking, he's hopping up floor to floor, as even the monsters themselves are scared of him, it seems like. As he's walking, he hears a roar noise. Something so terrifyingly familiar. He looks over as he sees a minotaur. He turns around. Hey, fucker. Pulls out one of his knives. You're not supposed to be down here. It's too high a level for you. These are all the noobs lay out. As he charges forward, he dodges him, cuts off one of his horns with ease with his knife, and moves backwards. As he looks up at the monsters, sing a single cut, fast. Pops the minotaur. He stands up, putting the blade back, as this is Ein's Wallenstein. And yes, I say it like that, because I'm cool like that. As she looks at him, smiling. Belle Purnell, she says in a kind of a wispy voice. Walks up to her. Eins, as Eins goes to hug him, and does. How are you doing? She backs away. Good. Good, how about you? Still standing on these upper floors? Yeah, still not as strong without my arm and eye. Understandable. Well, take care, Belle, as she leans in and kisses him on the cheek. Take care. blitzes off as he smiles. As Ainz and him actually have been a very good relationship. Because of Belle being an adventurer for much longer, and Belle pretending to be weak sauce, him and Ainz actually have met up a lot of times in these lower floors when obviously Belle been camping out and I comes in. They've talked a lot of the time, and I still seems Belle as very handsome, good looking, and nice, but also as well as very a fallen soldier. His backstory, or how what he pretends is that he was an adventurer and he tries to get to the lower floors and an accident happened. He's a lone adventurer. So, obviously, when something's happened to him, sorry, there's no one to help. So, he did it all by himself. Traveling out of the dungeon, he keeps on walking as he finally gets to the bank. As men look at him with this sign of, like, oh, okay, he's still here, still alive, good, good. People even call his name. Hey, Belle, how are you doing? Doing great, Miss Johnson. Miss Johnson, I'm doing great. As you see a store, but not really a store. It's a restaurant. See an older woman, tall, muscular. Belle, you coming in tonight? Definitely coming in after I get paid. And she's like, don't spend all your money over here. Don't worry, I have a goddess that I need to take care of. As he keeps on walking, smiling. As he gets in, he sees his elf, the one that helps him out, make sure all of this stays in the words of the law underneath the table. Points at her. Hey, leans over. Can you help me out? She closes her eyes. I always do. You very much do. As they get into a meeting room. In this meeting room, Belle shoves out a enormous bag of crystals. That's impressive. You went to the lower floors. I had to do something. Some of our equipment's getting broken. As he pulls out his blade as it's completely shattered. As half of it's not even like there. Flips it back into his sword pouch. How to get some money? You didn't need to make this much. I can't, just little bit by little bit. Well, how much can you pay me now? Half? Half it is. And pays him half. Grabs his coins. Going back into what they call the church. He smiles. Opening the door. Opening another door. He walks down staircase as he sees his goddess, Hestia. Hestia, have I ever told you your most... Stop it there, Belle. Stop it there. As her pigtails is, in the words of the law, most cutest thing you ever can see, as Hestia stands up. What's that? As hands him a big bag of money. Drops it on the table. Our payment, at least my payment to you. Belle, my payment to you. Hestia. Belle is in his thoughts now. I owe her for taking in someone like me. Hands her the money. Don't worry, I got another one coming in. Next week, I can buy new equipment, new stuff. As Hestia hugs him from behind. Belle, you gotta take care of yourself. I understand that you are strong. As Belle picks her up like a child and says, and looks at her in her eyes. One of his good eyes winks. As he's like, I don't know if you're winking or blinking. Maybe I'm doing both. As slowly whispers in her ear something very quietly. And maybe I'm doing neither. And smoothly kisses her cheek, grabbing 2 coins, 2 gold coins. I will be heading out for now, though, my miss. I will be back with food. And she's like, I don't need. I'll be back with food. He walks out slowly but surely with 2 of the gold coins that he got. He walks in. Mama! He says it so loudly that the rest of the guards look at him, and it's Belle. They all know him well. He walks up. 2. My meal, my normal, and pack something for my goddess Hestia. He launches his coins as they start making his meal. Him looking at the dartboard, hand tilting, moving, as he sees the Loca Familia, as he sees her. Him? Bitch. Loki. Walk in. He also sees a small little boy. A weird looking woman. Heinz Wallenstein. And the fucking dog. The fucking dog. As he hears from Mama, sorry, this party was scheduled a couple of hours ago. I will have to serve them first before you. And it's like, that's fine. I'll be fine with that. As he picks up one of his throwing knives, unsheaths it, looks at the dartboard. As you hear the dog start speaking nonsense, as he's still waiting for his food. As he looks over and hears that some kid, a new adventurer, got saved by Heinz. And that he was crying, tearing up. He remembered his first adventuring day. He pushed himself to the absolute limit and cracked one of his ribs. And he had to be saved by his older adventuring brother from the Zeus Familia. And instead of laughing at him like this fucker did, he brought him home and made sure he was well. He throws his blade, hits a bullseye into the target. Entire bar gets silent. He looks over at the table. You probably should shut up, drunk idiot. He pulls out his knife. Steps back. All of the bar looks at him. Insulting someone doesn't show your character. Throws it again. Bullseye. As he says, what? A little drunk. I'm not trying to get into a war here. I'm just saying it looks more like you're an idiot than the person that had to get saved. Another bullseye. He walks over, grabs his knife. All I'm saying is, instead of saying he's a coward, maybe encouraging him to get stronger could be better. Seems like it hasn't helped for you, but we can work on other people. As he walks over, he says, he almost growls in front of his face. You see the slobber out of his mouth. Take it back. I will. Tossing him the throwing knife, he grabs it. If you hit 3 bullseyes, like I just did. He looks over at the target. Entire bar gets silent. He throws it. Completely misses the target. Well, I guess I'm not taking it back. He looks over. You bastard. As Loki finally stands up. Hey. Sit back down. Enjoy. He walks over there, grabs his knife, puts it back into his satchel. Let's say that. Just saying. You might want to get a better leash. You got a mutt right here. Doesn't really know how to get off his leash. As he walks out, as he stands up, as Heinz grabs his hand. You don't want to. He might be missing an eye and an arm, but that motherfucker can fight. As he sits back down, knowing if Heinz Wallenstein, one of the greatest fighters ever, says that, this motherfucker can't just fight. He can brawl. As this is where we're going to end off the video. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.